Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can fix your mindset and never be a victim of the world. Because at the end of the day, you have control over where you go in life. You have control on who you hang around with, and you have control over most of the controllables that happen around you. Your finances, your health, what you eat, who you spend time with, your job. All of these things are in your control, but it's whether you choose to or not. Because I do feel at the moment we are in a world where people love to play their own pity party violin and play the victim card. So here are my top tips for you. Number one is get in shape. The reason it's so important to work out and look after your physical self, because it has a direct correlation on your mental well-being. You feel confident, your self-esteem gets a boost. You feel that you are living a life with a little bit more purpose if you start looking after yourself, because you're taking pride in your physical well-being. That then obviously gives you confidence because you feel good. You're releasing endorphins, you're getting a good dopamine hit. Hopefully you're putting better fluids and food into your body, right? So that's number one, is actually look after yourself. And just off of that, I find it fascinating that one of the most frequent questions that is asked on Google is how to make more money. But we can all guarantee that most of those people who are asking how to make money, the majority of them are probably very unhealthy in their physical shape, which makes no sense, because in investing and making more money, we should want longevity to actually enjoy the fruits of our labour when those investments mature. But we seem to not look after ourselves. So that's number one. Number two is get around the right people. If you don't want to be a victim of the world where you're blaming everyone and everything for where you are and where you've been and where you're going, because it's never your fault. That's typically the mentality of a victim person, is it's never their fault. And they had no control over it, but it is everyone else's fault. And it's a situation thing where, well, can't be controlled. So it's all about who you hang around with. If you hang around with ambitious, supportive people who take responsibility, accountability, and ownership in their life, you're going to start thinking like that, because there is truth behind you become the person of the 5 people you hang around with. So don't hang around with losers. It's very simple. Hang around with winners. Okay, so it's like there's 2 types of people: those that got distracted, and then there's successful people. There's no in between. So you choose, who do you want to hang around with? Good people. It might mean that you have to cut some people off. So be it. That is one of the controllables. Tip number 3 is control the controllables. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you were to write a list of all the things that you don't like in your life and what you're unhappy with, put a little star next to the things that you could control. I'll give you some ideas. Your finances, could you control those? Yes. Do you have to be spending money on trainers and Gucci slides and restaurant meals that you can't really afford, financing holidays and cars? No. Control the food that you put into your body. Control yourself from eating a pizza or a burger that's going to gain weight, unhealthy weight. You know, up your cholesterol, up your blood pressure, whatever it might be. You could control that. You don't have to put the pizza in your mouth. No one is forcing you. Can you control the relationships that you have around you? Yes. Could you control the job that you really don't like? Could you have more control over that? Yes, of course. You can go get another job and have some self-mastery. Keep yourself to yourself. You control a lot more than what we actually let onto. And this is kind of what frustrates me, especially if I talk about the cost of living crisis, is that the cost of living crisis it's scaremongering from the media. And what irritates me about the whole cost of living is that we all have control over where we spend our money. If you go into your local city centre, people are booking holidays, financing cars, spending money in shops, but then they get home and complain they haven't got any money. We're seeing all the football at the weekend. England are playing, everyone goes out and spends hundreds of pounds on fags, booze and drugs, but then they get home and they're like, I haven't got any money for bills. It's priorities, right? These are all controllables. I really feel that we need to start taking more responsibility, more accountability and ownership, because when you start doing that, you feel alive, because you feel like you can now take direction on where you're going in life, because you've accepted responsibility. Whether you've made bad choices in the past or good ones, whatever, it makes no difference. But the day that you decide to take accountability is the day that you can start moving forward in a positive direction. So to avoid the victim mindset, you have to get in shape. Start working out, start looking after you. Start surrounding yourself with really good people. Don't hang around with bums. Don't hang around with losers, hang around with winners. If it means you've got to cut old friends off, or what you would consider friends, most people are acquaintances, I've got to be honest with you. The people that we've known for years, they never really go anywhere and become stagnant. Do you really want to hang around with them for the next 10 years? Probably not. So cut off people who are deadbeats, toxic, whatever it might be. Look for another job if you don't like it as well. If you're in a job that you can't stand and people that you don't really get on with, go look for another job. Get rid of the ego or the title that you might hold now and go get another job. And then finally, control the controllables. Write a list of all the things that you don't like. Stop blaming the world. Be true to yourself and take freaking responsibility. I hope this helped. Please do hit the like and subscribe button. If you could relate to anything that I said, please do let me know in the comments. And until next time, I might be filming more in the garden because it's a nice atmosphere, I think. I'm looking at this camera there. It looks a good setup. So until the next video, I'll see you all soon.